Hi friends, welcome back. It's Meridy here with Not Just for Boys Kit Club, and today I am showing you how to put together the layout that is called Live Simply. And first I'm going to show you what's included in your kit. The first thing you're going to get is a little jar of sequins that match the Live Simply kit. They coordinate really well. And there's going to be plenty of these left over for other layouts in the future. And then you're going to get a 49 Market 34 piece mix and match die cut set. And there's quite a few layering items in this. There's some tags and tickets and frames you can punch out, and lots of layering pieces. We're going to use a lot of this on our layout, but there is going to be a ton left over. This is a really great embellishment pack for adding layers and all kinds of things to your layouts. So there's a lot. There's 34 pieces in there. And the packaging is even really nice on that. I will use that as a layering piece in the future. Not on the layout that we're going to make today, but in the future I will definitely be using that. I'm going to set these off to the side as I go through them. And then you're going to get the Simple Stories foam stickers from Simple Vintage Weathered Garden. Ooh, say that 4 times fast. Simple Vintage Weathered Garden. And these are just like, almost like thickers on foam, but they're Simple Stories brand. And there's a lot of them. There's 2 whole sheets with lots of words and flowers, a couple flowers, a bunch of hearts, and all kinds of stuff. So again, we don't use all of these on this layout. There's plenty of these left over for more layouts. And then the paper that you're going to get is this Minte Old Manor paper number 4. And it looks like doors on the back and floral on the front. And Minte Cozy Evening. And it looks like teal wood grain. It's so beautiful. I love this side. And the other side is a fall pumpkin thing. We don't really use any of that side on this layout, but there's some left over that you could use on a future layout. And then a piece of Cardabella, so it's textured navy and mint cardstock. So it's mint on one side and navy on the other. And then this cardstock, there's one sheet, it's called Nickel. It's from American Crafts, and I know it might not be easy to tell on the video, but it is textured like wood grain. So it has like the wood grain texture in there. And when you get this and see it in real life, you'll be able to tell. I'm not sure if it's gonna pick it up very well on video. And then you're gonna have 2 sheets of this vanilla textured, I think it's Cardabella. No, it's Basil. No. It's American Crafts vanilla textured paper. Sorry about that. Too many brands going in my mind. So these are all the pieces that you're going to get. You're also going to have a sheet of double-sided full color instructions. And on the back of those instructions, there are cutting guides that are going to tell you exactly how to cut all these papers down. So that's the first step that you're going to do, is you're going to go cut all these papers to the way it shows you on the back of the instructions. And I'm going to go do that, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and I have cut down all of the papers. And the first thing that we're going to do is mat our pictures. And as you know, in my videos, I don't use real photos. I just use cardstock cut into the size of the photos. So for this layout, I used 4x6 and 3x4 photos. I used 2 4x6s, 1 4x4, and 3 photos that are 3 inches by 4 inches. But to make this a lot easier for matting purposes, I trimmed down all of my photos 1/4 inch off of 2 sides. So in actuality, this photo is 3 3/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. I just trimmed 1/4 inch off 2 sides. Or you could trim just like a little tiny bit off all 4 sides. And I did the same thing to all of these. So this photo is actually 3 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. It's just a little smaller because it will make matting so much easier. You can just cut your photo matting paper into 4x6 pieces, and it's so much simpler than trying to arrange them on here. So we're gonna cut this paper down. This is the paper that's mint on one side and navy on the other. And we're gonna cut it down to 4x6 photo mats. And we're going to go ahead and cut the whole paper down to 4x6 pieces. So there's 3 4x6 pieces and 3 more 4x6 pieces. And then I'll show you how easy this is to now mat your pictures that are just ever so slightly trimmed. So we've got all these mats, and now the pictures just fit so nicely on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and mat all of these. Obviously the pictures that are 2 3x4 photos can fit on one mat, and you just slice it down the center. So I'm gonna go ahead and mat all these, and I'll be right back. So after I matted all my photos and trimmed off, like this piece trims off of this one, you're gonna have a couple of these pieces left, which is good because we'll use them. So on our first layout, we're gonna use a 4x6 and 2 3x4s. So we'll put these other ones off to the side. We're also going to use this blue piece, and we'll put all these other ones off to the side to use on the next layout. So we're gonna start with this, and we're gonna grab our piece of ivory cardstock, and then this wood grain. And with this wood grain, all you're gonna do, if you like the look of torn edges, is tear down both sides of this piece, because this was easier than telling you a whole bunch of different cuts. So you tear down one side and tear up towards you so that the inside color of this paper, which is a little lighter than the wood grain on top of the paper, the inside color is exposed. So tear it up towards you just like this, and you'll see that it's a little bit lighter that's exposed. And then you're gonna take this strip that you just tore on both sides, and you're just gonna trim it in half. It does not have to be precise, exact. Just trim it approximately in half. You're gonna use half on this page and half on the other side. So that was a quick, easy way to get that done. And again, if you like tearing and the look of torn edges, go ahead and tear down the whole edge of this teal wood grain paper. Got that one little piece there, and it's gonna go in here. I'm not adhering these down yet because we need to get everything laid out. This is the door, the little like door pattern. It's on the back of the floral pattern. It's the door that you cut out of the middle of the page. And then this, let's see, this one is just gonna slide under. You're not gonna see too much of it. So what we can do from here is we can start adhering layers peeking out from under. So I'm just gonna put adhesive down that piece and adhere the door how I want it. And I just want a little bit of that floral paper to show. Maybe like a half of an inch. So I'm gonna adhere right there. And then I'm just going to put adhesive on the straight edge of this gray wood grain paper that we tore. And I'm mostly gonna cover it up. I just want a little bit of that torn edge peeking out. And then we can adhere this all to the page. So first we'll adhere this wood grain sheet, and we'll just adhere it straight to the back of the layout. And I liked a little bit of this ivory showing on this side, but you could butt it all the way up to the edge if you want. And then we'll just adhere this right on top of that. So it's gonna go just like that. The pictures are going to lay out. We're not going to adhere those down yet, but we're just gonna kind of lay them where they need to go. And the next thing that we're gonna do is grab the 49 and Market, the 49 and Market ephemera pack. And there's quite a bit of pieces that we're gonna use. We're gonna use this yellow tab. We're gonna use this on the other page, so I'm gonna hold it out to the side. Oh no, we don't even use that on the other page. I lied. I think we use, let me see something. Okay, we're gonna use this on the other side. This white one on this side. We're gonna use this one on the other side of the layout. We're gonna use this on this side of the layout. It's gonna wedge under there. I think this one's on that side and this too. We're gonna use this little 11 piece that's in the middle. Just one of them though. I think we use this down here, but I like this part showing. I believe we used this. It's kind of gonna go on both sides of your layout. We do use this doily, the smaller doily. We use this big yellow card, but on the other half of the layout. We use this on the other side. We use this one up here. Okay, we're getting down to the end of this pack, and I know that we use another piece in here. I just need to find it. Ah, it's this one. Okay, so I think that's everything that we use out of this, I think. Obviously you can use any of those pieces that you want. You don't have to use the same ones I use, and this is really pretty too, the packaging. So you can use any pieces that you want, but that's the pieces that I used. And I'm gonna put this little pile that I have going on to the other side. I'm gonna actually put it onto the other side. Okay, and most of this piece is also on the other side. It's just a little bit that goes over the edge here. So I'm gonna remove these pictures and try to do this a little bit easier here. I'm going to trim about 1/2 inch off the end of this paper because it's gonna carry to the other side of the paper, the other side of the layout. And for this, I'm going to adhere, trim about 1/2 inch, or an inch. I'm gonna trim an inch off of that side. So that goes on that side, this goes on that side, but these two stay here. I hope this is not getting too confusing. I don't want to confuse anyone. Okay. And now we can, so now that I've got this kind of laid out, how I'm thinking it goes, I am gonna come back in and put the photos on top and make sure that we've got enough space here for everything. I'm gonna move everything up just a little down there. Okay, so I can start adhering layers, and I'm going to start with the very bottom layer, which is this doily. And if you want to take a picture of what you've got laid out on your table so that you don't put anything back in the wrong place, you can take a picture. That might help you get everything back in the right place where you want it. Okay, my next layer is way under here. And the reason why I layered all of these up underneath the pictures is because I didn't want the ivory background paper showing up like in these little gutters between the pictures. I just didn't like the way it looked when it was showing the yellow. I liked it to be more of these collage looking pieces. I think we've about got everything down except the pictures. So it kind of looks like that. And then we'll put the pictures back on it. And we'll adhere them down. And I did leave little bordered gutters between the edge and between the pictures so that you can see all those little background pieces layered up. Okay, and then these three little guys kind of wedge in here. We'll put this one first. I made him sticking out of the blue paper. And then stick him behind here. And this ticket back down here. Guess I should have put the tickets on first and then the yellow paper down. Okay, and then this side of the layout is almost complete already. The only thing that we're gonna add is some stickers here. These awesome stickers from Simple Stories, these awesome stickers. They're on foam, so they're dimensional a little. And I'm just gonna put them in various places. And I wanted it to say always loved, but the sticker says forever and always. So what I did is I just cut off the always, but I actually used the forever and on the other page, so don't throw that away. So I put always loved right there. And then I used this sticker here. And I used a few hearts. I used a little gingham heart because you can see it very well on that paper. And I used a black heart because again, you can see it very well. Oops. And then I used a green heart on this side because the green you could see very well on that side. And then down here, I used the word moments. And I wanted it to say treasured moments. So there is a word on here that says treasured right here. And I put treasured moments right there. And then I used a green heart up here because again, it was a nice contrast to the background paper. And then I used another gingham heart on this side. You know what? I'm gonna use a tiny gingham heart on that side because I want my hearts to also be a little bit different sizes. And then I used a black heart under here. And the last thing that I did on this page was I went to the sequins that are in the kit and I sprinkled some sequins down here and right here. The trick that I have found on making sequins look random is literally to sprinkle them just like this. And I sprinkled a few down here. I even overlapped some on my picture just like I'm doing right here. And then I kind of got too many. And I kind of adhere them where they landed. If there's like a crazy one off to the side, you know, that looks just like random, I won't. But that's how I decide where to adhere them. So I'm just gonna adhere them exactly where they fell when I sprinkled them. That's the most random way. Otherwise, when I try to lay sequins out in an order, it looks like planned and a pattern, and I don't like it. So I'm going to adhere these down and then I will be right back. Alrighty, I have all of the sequins adhered down, and so now we are going to go work on the second page of this layout. The second page of this layout, again, starts with the cream colored, the ivory cardstock as the base. And you're going to need to tear this wood grain piece of paper just down one side if you like the paper torn look. And then kind of messed up right there. There. And then we could start laying things out. I am going to adhere this one. This is the piece that we already tore when we were working on the other side. And I'm going to adhere that just peeking out of the bottom of this floral paper. And just to make it easy on myself, I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to this paper as well. This background of this layout comes together pretty easily and quickly. Okay, and when I do adhere this down, again, I liked the ivory showing on the side. Something on my paper. So I'm gonna leave a gap of the ivory showing when I adhere this. And we are going to need, there's a little adhesive there. Okay, we're not going to use this little piece, but we are going to use this piece. And it kind of offsets on the bottom. This is how these photos lay out on this layout. So what we're going to do before we start putting these down is grab the first side of the layout and kind of sit it where it's going to go, so we can see how the layout works together. Because if you remember, we trimmed these papers to use. So I'm gonna actually move all of the pictures off. I'm not even worried about them quite yet, because we need these papers to line up, and we need to put this lined up with the little piece we trimmed off. And that's exactly how I know where to put it, is because it's right here, the other little piece of it. And then this is part of the piece under it. I guess I should have put this one on first, huh? So you can see it continues from this page over, and this piece continues from that page over. So we've got those lined up pretty well. And I liked this yellow to go under my photo, but I liked the lines, so I turned it upside down. And it doesn't bother me that you can see that little M upside down. I'll show you what I mean in a second. That paper layers about right there. I'm gonna go ahead and glue these together because I know that they're going to, I know this navy blue piece is gonna wedge out from behind my photo, and I kind of did it at an angle. And I kind of kept the bottom of this photo lined up with the bottom of these photos. And this one goes up here, and this one goes over here. So that is looking pretty much like I like it. So I'm going to start at the back and work my way up, adhering the various layers. And let's see, what was I about to say? I don't remember, but I think I put that piece on a little crooked. Yeah, I sure did. Let's do this one next because it needs to line up with the bottom of this photo. And then we'll do this. Woo! And this one is gonna go right here. And this last photo will go right there. Okay. All right, I didn't get enough pieces out. I'm going to need this big doily from the pack, and I'm just gonna cut a little bit of it off because I really like using my ephemera as many times as I can, and a lot of times I make doilies peek out, so I can use this on another layout. So I'm just gonna peek this one out from under there, just like that. I'm actually now going to move this page because we're not depending on it anymore for laying out anything. So this one will stick right under here. And then I overlapped these little guys Kind of a lot of them overlapped, and then I stuck this under here. So I'm gonna start with the one in the back, which is this little tab sticker, or tab paper ephemera, and stick it down. And I'm kind of gonna glue these, or adhere these backwards. I'm gonna start at the top, because nothing is adhered down. So I'm starting at the top and laying them out how I like them. And now I can just put this whole bunch right down where I want it on my layout. And I want it right about there. Okay, now I'm gonna go to my alphabet, or my, this isn't straight, to my Simple Stories foam stickers and add those in. And remember when we cut off the forever and we used the word always on the other side? Well, I'm gonna use the forever and part, and I'm just gonna trim it to look like it was meant to be like that. And I'm putting forever and always on this side. And then I liked this butterfly. Where is it? This black and white butterfly. I made him look like he was resting right on the A. And then I added a gingham heart up here because it kind of popped out. I added a green heart down here. I added a little black heart, the tiny little black heart right here. And then that's all for these. So you can see that you have a ton of these left to work with to make other layouts with the leftover pieces of this kit. There's quite a bit of paper left over too. There's a lot to use for multiple layouts for this kit. And then we're gonna grab our sequins, and just like I did on the other side, I'm gonna sprinkle them in this area and a couple pieces down here. And like I said, just the most random sprinkling. And basically, this is how I will adhere them to my layout. A couple pieces went rogue over there, so I'm getting rid of those. But I'm pretty much gonna stick them down just like they landed right here. Some of them want to stick together. And that, I'm gonna go do that off camera, adhering down these sequins, because it's not very exciting to watch. And I will be right back to show you the completed layout. Actually, this picture is a little bit crooked. I'm gonna fix this. If you wanna add journaling, I'm gonna put journaling strips on this area of my layout. But I'm gonna go adhere these down, and I'll be right back to show you both pages finished. Alrighty, I have all of those sequins adhered down, and this is how the layout will look together. And there's still pictures of this on your instruction sheet, so you can see them this close up on your instruction sheet. You can also, I'm gonna add some still shots of this at the end of this video. And you can also refer back to our website, because under the listing where you bought your kit, we leave our kits on the website even when they sell out. So you can still refer back to the pictures and the close-up pictures of the different embellishment clusters on the website. And our design team is going to be working with this kit too, and they are not going to be making this same layout. They're going to be making their own unique creation and layouts with this kit. They share their work on our Facebook page at Not Just for Boys Kit Club Community, and we would love to have you join us there. I would love to see your layouts that you make with this kit, whether you make them according to these directions or if you do your own unique thing. And I would especially love to see if you make extra layouts out of the extra pieces of this kit. I think that's so interesting to see how people use up the scraps and the extra pieces. So thank you so much, and we will see you later. Bye.